What is up with it, everybody? Live from the studios of WIUR from the Murphy Center at Iona University. Welcome back, finally back to Woolley Mammoth Tuesdays. God, couple weeks off. We had the snow, and then Robbie had to do a game. Just some weird stuff happening. I'm so mad I had to miss last week because, like, I would, as much as I would love to talk about the gold medal game and how amazing it was for both the men and women, and the whole controversy surrounding that, which I personally think is stupid, but it's neither here nor there. It's not really my place to talk about it, but we're coming into a really kind of slow time of year for sports. We got, we got NFL rumors. Again, that's what we're gonna start with here. There's some stuff going on with the New York Football Giants. There's some stuff happening here. Oh god, I can't talk with this thing. Okay, wait. Never mind. I got it. Yeah, we're getting that time of year in the NFL with the random headlines, and with the Giants, they're legit prospects starting to come out. People who are realistically going to get drafted by us. Okay, this is useless. It's stupid. I'm just gonna hold it like this. I thought I could make it work. It's like 5 minutes ago. Not even 5 minutes ago. Chris Gambino, who maybe you could see him back there, maybe you can't. He was handing out dum dums, like really good lollipops, and I got goaded into taking one. He was waving them around. It's like trick or treating, handing out lollipops, and I saw them, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta take one, and got a dragon fruit dum dum right here. You said it was great. Off the great Gambino's suggestion, and I ended up taking it. Really good lollipop. But anyways, the off topic. Yeah, really, really slow time of year for sports. This is the kind of stuff I have to talk about. I have to talk about lollipops that people in the building are giving out. But anyways, the NFL Combine's happening. There's some guys making waves. Draft board, like publicly and among like draft people, really starting to set in. You got people who were mocked in the top 5. I mean, Caleb Downs, my God, he has like degenerative knees or something, and he was like a consensus top 5 pick, arguably the number 1 pick, who to everybody widely regarded as the best player in the draft. Turns out he has some type of degenerative knee disease, and now he's plummeting. He might not even get drafted in the top 10, maybe even the top 15. I mean, Jordan Tyson, the injuries were a concern with him, and now all of a sudden, Mekhi Lemon is the best receiver in the draft, and Carnell Tate's now number 2, and now Tyson slipped all the way down to the 3rd best receiver. I think if he stays healthy, I think whoever gets him is going to end up with the best receiver in the draft from a sheer talent standpoint, because he has the most potential to be a alpha dog wide receiver 1 out of anyone in this class. But the injuries are a concern, and, it's valid. It's a skill position. You're going to get hurt a lot as a wide receiver if you are prone in the wrong areas, which Tyson is. So, yeah, the board really starting to settle in. And the Giants, there have been 2 names that have popped up as realistic candidates at number 5. I'm going to start here with Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State. And then the other guy who I'm going to get to after I go a little in on Styles and how I feel about him, Jeremiah Love. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Jeremiah Love is a realistic candidate to get drafted by the New York Football Giants at number 5 overall. I can't. A running back. A freaking running back. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's a good player. No, I'll get into him later. But anyways, I want to start with the positives here. I mean, with Sonny Styles, I love Styles. People will tell you if they've like talked to me about football, if people have listened to me talk about the Giants for years. I think we haven't invested nearly enough in linebackers in my lifetime. And as of right now, to be honest, he's my number one choice to be drafted. Like even before he jumped up boards before us when he became like the clear-cut favorite to get drafted at number 5. I mean, I was thinking like, you know what, dude, we haven't had a good linebacker in so long. And to be honest, he's my number one choice. I think I said that before, but he is my number one choice as of this moment. And I'm sure things can change. Although right now it's the combine. I don't know how much changes from the combine to the draft. Although I do remember last year, like Jackson Dart, his name didn't really pop up as a candidate to be drafted by us. It was either Cam Worshid or Sanders at honestly that at number 3 for us. Abdul Carter wasn't even much of a thought for us. And maybe maybe I'm putting too much stock in into these reports, but I would love if Sonny Styles got drafted by us. So really, I can't tell you the last time we had a legit good linebacker since Antonio Pierce. And even then, I don't remember him. I cannot tell you a time in my fandom where the New York Football Giants had a legit good linebacker, a guy who you could look at in that intermediate level on that back end of the front 7 and really say, yeah, that guy's good. We've never had that at a consistent level. Sure, there have been guys who have like come in and performed at a decent level. I mean, the Super Bowl. I mean, for crying out loud, we won a Super Bowl with okay linebackers. Like Michael Boley and Chase Blackburn were pretty good, but you got to go so far back for that. I mean, I guess you could count Matthias Kiwanuka, but he was more of a pass rusher. And like we've had certain guys come in who have like performed sparingly in like sporadic levels. And to be honest, y'all, like every time I say that we don't have good linebackers, it's like, oh, what about Bobby Okereke? Dude, Bobby Okereke, he doesn't count because he's only good when we should be tanking. Bobby Okereke, when it is objectively better for the Giants as an organization to lose football games, this dude's Harry Carson. He's a mixture of like every great Giant linebacker ever and even some other great NFL linebackers. He's like Ray Lewis when the Giants should be losing. And he's got the ball skills of prime Luke Kuechly. Like, what? Bobby Okereke, when the Giants are supposed to be winning, I do not notice him. Against the run, he's awful. He constantly misses tackles. Pass coverage, he doesn't even know what that is. Tight ends have killed this team. And maybe that's a symptom of not having good linebackers. The Giants haven't been able to cover a tight end in my whole life. But Bobby Okereke, when the Giants are supposed to be winning, is one of the worst players I've ever seen step foot on a football field. And Bobby Okereke, when the Giants should be losing, is one of the best. But yeah, literally, like with the linebackers, I cannot tell you the last time the Giants had a really good linebacker. When was the last time the Giants had a linebacker in the Pro Bowl? Hold on, I'm going to Google that right now. Okay, who was the last Giants Pro Bowl linebacker? Let's have a look here. The last linebacker to be selected to the Pro Bowl by selected by the Giants. Okay, dude. Again, this is according to the Microsoft Edge AI thing. The last linebacker to be selected for the Pro Bowl from the New York Football Giants was Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor. LT. The greatest defensive player in NFL history. It's pretty well known at this point. Yeah, you cannot. I can't tell you the last time. Yeah, that was literally the last time the Giants had a Pro Bowl linebacker was Lawrence Taylor. I assume it was in the '90s when the last time he was there. I have a more empirical site, Pro Football Reference. I'll find the year where he was a Pro Bowler. Let's sort through here. Okay, never mind. Never mind. That was wrong. That was wrong. No, the last linebacker to be a Pro Bowler for the New York Giants was Jesse Armstead in 2001. 2001. Jesse Armstead. That's the guy. That is literally the last guy you have to go back to see a Giant Pro Bowl linebacker was 2001. That's bad. That is a ways back since the Giants have had a linebacker in the Pro Bowl. No, wait, never mind. Antonio Pierce in 2006. Okay, still 20 years. I got that stat wrong so many times, but 20 years. I know that's true. That is true. Sorry, I haven't been on air in a few weeks. A little rusty. Bad time of year. The weather sucks. Seasonal depression. It's terrible. But 20 years since the Giants had a linebacker selected for the Pro Bowl who was deemed good enough to be a Pro Bowler. Even in this Mickey Mouse system where Shadur Sanders gets named to the Pro Bowl as an alternate, the Giants could not conjure up, sign, trade for, draft a single linebacker who was good enough to be a Pro Bowler. And you know what? I'm going to look through their drafts. I'm going to look through the last time the Giants drafted a linebacker in like the first few rounds. Because we haven't invested any draft capital in the position. We drafted Darius Muasau in the 6th round in 2024. Okay. The year before, 2023, that disaster draft, we drafted none. 22, we drafted Micah McFadden in the 5th round. 21, we didn't draft a single linebacker. 2020, we drafted 3 linebackers. Ooh. We drafted Cam Brown in the 6th round, and then Carter Coughlin and TJ Brunson in the 7th round, and then Tay Crowder. That's the last pick. Yeah, Tay Crowder. Mr. Irrelevant, Tay Crowder, who somehow started games for us, who did not suck. That Tay Crowder. And want to go back to 2019, Ryan Connolly. I mean, that would have been. He got kind of screwed by injuries, but still, 5th round pick. 2017. Okay. 2018, no linebackers. 2017, no linebackers. 2016, BJ Goodson, 4th round. That is the highest that the Giants have selected a linebacker, 109th overall. That is the highest the Giants have drafted a linebacker in the last decade. 109th overall, BJ Goodson, who was okay. He played 67 games. Whatever. And you got to go back. Well, for 2015, no linebackers. 2014, no linebackers. 2013, no linebackers. 2012, no linebackers. 2011, this guy Greg Jones. I don't even know who this guy is. Greg Jones and Jaquan Williams. Okay, Jaquan Williams, I think he had I think he made a play in the NFC Championship game. Not like we're going to be seeing any of those anytime soon. But yeah, Greg Jones in the 6th. Greg Jones and Jaquan Williams in the 6th round in 2011. 2010, Philip Dillard. I'm going way too deep into this. But no, this needs to be a deep dive. Okay, finally, 2009. The New York Football Giants drafted Clint sent him with the 45th pick. The last time the New York Football Giants drafted a linebacker in the first 2 days of the draft was 2009. And this was Clint Sintum. Let's have a look at his career. Yeah, he only played 2 years for us, never played again. I don't know what the story is. I'm pretty sure it seems like that ended a little tragically, but I mean, if you wanted to go back, I mean, I don't know, dude. I can't keep going down this rabbit hole. You know, I've got time. I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. I need to hammer home the point here of how much we aren't drafting linebackers. Okay, so this guy in 2008, 4th round, Zach Diassi, long snapper. He went to Brown? Really? Zach Diassi had a really long career as a long snapper. That's worth it. You get a good long snapper in the 4th round, I'm sorry. I think that's kind of worth it. Okay, another day 2 pick here. Jarris Wilkinson in 2006. Okay. I got to go back. When was the last time the Giants drafted one in the 1st round? Got to go back. Oh my God, dude. Did we not? Dude, do I have to go back to? I got to go back to Lawrence Taylor. Okay, no, wait. 1984. The Giants drafted Carl Banks with the 3rd overall pick out of Michigan State. That was the last time the Giants took a linebacker in the 1st round. And you wonder why they haven't had a good one in 20 years. Because we don't invest in this position. We haven't drafted one in the first 2 days since 2009. There's nobody. Oh my God, dude. And you wonder why we can't defend the run. Because we have no linebackers. The money that we spend on him is mediocre. Let's be honest. I don't know how much. Sure, throwing money at linebackers, it works for the first year, but then they fall apart. Like, this is how it works. Like, the last 2 linebackers the Giants signed in free agency were Bobby Okereke and Blake Martinez. All of their careers went the same way with the Giants. Bobby Okereke started really well, got worse in year 2, terrible in year 3. Blake Martinez, same thing. Decent in year 1, worse in year 2, awful in year 3. It's the same thing. I don't even know if Blake Martinez made it 3 years with the Giants. I don't know. I mean, Blake Martinez, I have not even thought of that guy in years. The last I remember, he was ripping Pokemon card packs. But no, we haven't invested at all in the linebacker position in a meaningful way in so long. And I mean, we can't go spend money on just a solid linebacker. No, we need good top guys. I want to go out there. I want Leo Chenal, Devin Lloyd. We need linebackers. All right, that went a lot longer than I expected. We're going to go to break real quick. So we'll be right back. When we get back, though, I'm going to talk about the other prospect who was named for the Giants, and I am not happy. Why I am unhappy about Jeremiah Love being named as a candidate when we get back.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, I'm Morgan Beastie from the Ionian, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Are you looking for the latest scoop on campus news, sports, and more? Check out the Ionian, Ionian University's very own award-winning student newspaper. We keep you up to date with everything happening on and off campus. Want to know about the big game, the latest campus event? It's all in the Ionian. Join the conversation. Read, write, and get involved. Visit www.theionian.org or pick up a copy around campus. Stay informed, stay connected. Now, back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
All right, we're back. Now, I talked about why I would like Sonny Styles here, and then it ended up devolving into a tirade about how we don't care about linebackers. But the other candidate who was named here, Jeremiah Love for New York Giants. Oh my God. This team does a lot of dumbfounding things. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot. This team has done quite a few things. I will lose my mind if we invest heavily at running back this offseason, because not only have the Giants been closely linked to Jeremiah Love, they're also like the favorites to sign Kenneth Walker. And I know Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP, good running back, all that. Yeah, dude, drafting Jeremiah Love or signing Kenneth Walker to a big money contract after letting Saquon Barkley walk and then rebuilding your running back room with 2 4th-round picks. Well, no, I think Tracy was drafted in the 5th round. A 4th and a 5th-round pick. Day 3 guys who have come in and been very, at bare minimum, serviceable in your backfield. And then you have a quarterback who's one of the elite runners at his position in this league. If you put more capital, significant capital, whether it be like salary cap space or the 5th overall pick, how do you expect to, I'm sorry, dude, it would be the most dumbfounding thing this organization's ever done. And that is saying so much. I don't think I would be more baffled by anything this organization has done. And there have been many times where this team has left me speechless. I could write a book on the myriad of times and the events that have happened that this team has caused or have happened surrounding this team that have had me with my head in my hands and had me considering doing some very, very, very bad things. This team, that they do a lot. That would top all of it, because you let Saquon Barkley walk to a division rival where he promptly spits in your face, makes your team the joke of American sports, wins a Super Bowl, has arguably the best season ever for a running back, all under the guise. And you're fine with that. And here's the thing. I can stomach that. Sure, it sucked to see it happen, but I understood why they did it, because I'm like, you know what? Running back, you don't need to invest that much to get a good one. And then Saquon walking made the entire league sort of overcorrect on that, where they went from thinking running backs are worthless. Actually, it was him and Derrick Henry. But where teams undervaluing the running back position made the rest of the league be like, oh, we can spend top 5 picks and major free agent money on them again. We can trade for them. Oh my God, this, that, the third, that. We can do this. Yeah, it's fine to do this again. Yeah, whatever. And then, if you walk back on your convictions, and the thing is, if we didn't replace the production to a semi-meaningful level, I'd be for it. But the fact that you have Cam Scatterbo, Tyron Tracy, and Jackson Dart in that backfield, who can all run the ball at a plus level. You got Scatterbo, one of the most electric players in the NFL last year before he got hurt. Tyron Tracy, a very serviceable running back, quietly putting up 1,000 scrimmage yards in back-to-back years with a bum shoulder for half the season last year. And then you have Dart, who, despite everybody's efforts to turn him into a strict pocket passer, he is very dangerous with his legs, and that is a reason why this offense was unstoppable for a few weeks. Because you had Jackson Dart running the ball, you had Cam Scatterbo running downhill. That is an elite run game that did a lot of things, a lot of bad things, nasty things, just some good defenses. And that opens up the passing game as well. So I don't think there needs to be much of an investment in a running back. It's stupid. Why? Why would they do it? Dude, I'm very rare where I'm at a loss for words. But I do not know the things that I would say if this happens. And I think it's like, this is totally what they're doing, by the way. Like after every rumor that I see where it's like, oh, this would be the stupidest thing they could do, it is absolutely what they're going to do. Because all this team has done for the last 15 years since they won the Super Bowl is do nothing but stupid things. They are a very stupid team, a stupid organization with stupid people running it. And I know John Harbaugh is running the team, and I pray, oh dear God, I pray this is just a smokescreen. But my God, if this is true, and I hear Roger Goodell say, with the 5th pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the New York Giants select Jeremiah Love, running back, Notre Dame, I'm going to be volcanic. Nobody's going to want to be around me. Sports Grid, I mean, you want to talk about, I mean, I make a lot of Sports Grid videos where like I curse and I beep it out. Half of the video would be beeps. I would have the amount of anger that I would let out of my system on a vocal level. It would give me a breathtaking amount of laryngitis. My voice would be shot for a week. And the thing is, like, I'd still do this show. I'd still do this show because, oh my God, if I would have to talk about it. I would dedicate the whole show just talking about how stupid the Giants are. Because I, like, even the stupidest moves that they made, you could justify them. Let me go down the list here. Letting Saquon Barkley walk, I still think that was justifiable. I do not think that was a bad move to let him walk. Sure, the result of it, egg in our face, whatever. That's fine. Letting Xavier McKinney walk, he's a safety. The Giants were not in a position to pay neither a running back nor a safety like top of the market money. That's just bad business. That's like bad, like economically, or even from just like a regular financial standpoint. It's bad. The Daniel Jones contract, he just won you a playoff game. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to let him walk after winning you a playoff game where he practically won you that game? Like, yeah, fine. Like everybody loved Daniel Jones back then. I was I thought the contract was a little steep, but yeah, whatever. There were outs after 2 years because they knew, hey, there's a chance that he sucks, and lo and behold, he did suck, and he didn't anymore when he signed with the Colts. Yeah. Want to go back a little further? The 2021 offseason draft. Well, the 2023 draft I think was a pretty bad one. Like you saw, like at the time, everybody loved the 2023 draft for the Giants. Deontay Banks, John Michael Schmitz, and Jalen Hyatt. Oh my God, especially Jalen Hyatt. We're seen as slam dunk picks at the time. So at the time, I could easily tell you why I like those picks. Because they were all highly touted prospects. The 2021 offseason, I mean, signing Kenny Golladay, everybody wanted the Giants to sign Kenny Golladay. Dude, there was a whole like profile pick movement on Twitter that week. I don't know if anyone remembers, but there was a whole movement to get the Giants to sign Kenny Golladay. Sure, he sucked, but whatever. Drafting Kadarius Toney, that one's a little tough, but that was the offseason of getting Daniel Jones weapons. So yes, you can justify that. Drafting Daniel Jones in 2019, that one's tough. Not going to lie, that one is pretty tough. But at the end of the day, when you draft a quarterback, especially that high, you can think, hey, he could be pretty good. And honestly, Daniel Jones turned out a lot better than a lot of people thought he was. Like, he was a serviceable starter. He was an MVP candidate last year. Like, Daniel Jones, when he's good, he's a solid, like, borderline top 15 quarterback. Like that. Like when Daniel Jones is good, he's pretty good. He can win you games against some good teams. But yeah, you can justify that. Drafting Saquon Barkley, second overall. You You could justify it by saying, hey, he was a great player in college. The Giants hadn't had a running game in a very long time. They hadn't had a running back since like David Wilson. And we all know how that ended. But yeah, you could justify that. Like all of the bad decisions, like in the Gettleman and Shane eras, you can justify all of them. Drafting Jeremiah Love or signing Kenneth Walker would be the first thing where I would not know how to defend it. Especially Kenneth Walker, because if we sign Jeremiah Love after filling every other conceivable need in free agency or trade, which would not happen, that is the only scenario where I would not mind drafting Jeremiah Love. Is if the rest of the roster is in a good enough place where we invest enough in the areas where we would have invested at pick 5, and you say, hey, you get an elite playmaker for the offense with your quarterback, another guy you put on a rookie contract. If that were the case, fine. Signing Kenneth Walker would be the kicker. I could not tell you any way that I'd be able to justify signing Kenneth Walker to it, especially the amount of money that he's demanding. He's demanding $15 million a year. $15 million per year. You know what Saquon Barkley would have cost in 2024? He would have cost like $1.5 million less than that. Approximately. I think 1.3 million a year less. No, that could get you a pretty decent kicker. And not like we've had one of those in a few years either. But yeah, whatever. No. I do not think there is any conceivable way I could justify the Giants signing Kenneth Walker. And I have done so much mental gymnastics. I am impressed by the energy I have put in to justify the horrible moves that this team has made in order so I could be excited about football season. I have put in a lot of energy. I don't think I have it for this. If they sign Kenneth Walker, I gotta tell you, I don't. I really do not. That's enough for me on that. All right, when we get back, we're going to talk about the World Baseball Classic for a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a blind reaction to the rosters because, baseball, it's slipped under me lately. All right, World Baseball Classic, a little bit of a roster overview, my blind reaction to it all when I get back.
Untouchable, unstoppable.
This is WIUR Sports Radio.
Hi, I'm Robbie Basil, president of WIUR Radio, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Have you ever wanted to call the biggest games, the biggest moments for the biggest names for Iona Athletics? Then the newly founded WIUR Sports Radio is the place to be. Launched in January of 2025, our goal is to try and get broadcasters here at Iona an opportunity to learn, succeed, and get a chance to be on air. From getting to call the big moments at the hack.
Dinkins trying to go to the rack. Denied. Yafet Mundi.
To seeing the crack of the bat at City Park.
The line drive into left field, around third, and it kicks away. The Gales are going to win it in 10.
We make those moments happen on our brand new WIUR Sports Radio platform on Mixer. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to me via email or to the rest of my e-board to join the club. We are WIUR Sports Radio, the new home of Iona Athletics. Now, back to the show on WIUR, Iona University Radio.
All right, we're back. I'm going to be talking about a little bit of the World Baseball Classic real quick and then get everything wrapped up about 2:40 p.m. here. Baseball spring training happening. The World Baseball Classic, I mean, I like it, but I mean, it doesn't have the same allure as, say, Olympic hockey. because like Olympic the whole world, or at least the US and Canada stopped for 3 hours a couple weeks ago on Sunday morning, no less. Bars were opening at 5 a.m. on the West Coast for that game. And the World Baseball Classic, I gotta be honest, I don't see it. Sure, other countries care about it, like Latin America. I mean, Puerto Rico, the DR. I mean, those two countries especially. I mean, you got Colombia. I mean, Japan. Oh my God, dude, Japan, they go nuts for the World Baseball Classic. I know last year, us in Japan in the final. That was pretty cool. And it keeps getting better. But to be honest, I don't think I am going to care as much about the World Baseball Classic until it stops being gimmicky, because I'm looking at the rosters right now. I'm looking at like Team Israel right now. All of these guys were born in the U.S. who just happen to be Jewish. Which, I mean, sure. Okay. One guy I found on this roster who was born in Israel, Asaf Loengart. He's an outfielder. He was born in Israel. So you know what? Good for him. Good for him. But yeah, you got so many guys who are just born in America, happen to be Jewish. They play for Israel. It's like, yeah, I know, fair. Hey, my mom's Jewish. I'm technically, part of the tribe and all. And yeah, I do technically have birthright citizenship to Israel. Not that I'd want to go there right now, but I know they're good beaches. Very nice beaches. That's all I feel like I really can say about Israel right now. But oh man. Anyways, yeah, I want to look at the rosters here. Let's look at the United States of America. I think for my money, this is the best roster that we've put out there. And one of the reasons why I've never really cared that much about the World Baseball Classic is because my country has never really put their best foot forward. This is a year where I think that is kind of happening. You look at the rotation, you got Paul Scott. I mean, Tariq Skubal. Okay, I'm kind of mad at Tariq Skubal because he made this commitment over the summer. He's like, yeah, I'm going to pitch for Team USA at the World Baseball Classic. And then he turns around and says, yeah, I'm going to throw 55 pitches against the British and then leave. What was the point of committing then? You're just taking up a roster spot. But anyways, yeah, you got Logan Webb, Nolan McLean. I mean, I know we'll see plays with Nolan McLean, but like Matthew Boyd, Clay Holmes, Griffin Jacks. I mean, you got some pretty good pitchers. I mean, the bullpen, my God, you got David Bednar, Mason Miller, Garrett Whitlock. I mean, those are some pretty solid pitchers. I mean, you got Michael Wacha in there. I mean, Clayton Kershaw. I don't know why Clayton Kershaw is pitching this. Let it go, Unc. Let it go, dude. You're just not here. I mean, hey, Ryan Yarbrough, he's here for some reason. I don't know why. Can't tell you why he's here, but he is. Catchers, I mean, my God, look at this catcher team. Cal Raleigh and Will Smith. Boy, that sucks. And then the infielders for the Americans, from just going in order here. Alex Bregman, Ernie Clement, Paul Goldschmidt, Bryce Harper, Gunnar Henderson, Bryce Terang, Bobby Witt Jr. Okay, yeah, and you got some good platoon bats there. You got Paul Goldschmidt, who hits lefties like nobody else. Pretty good at that. But yeah, you got Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, Alex. I don't even need to go into why those guys are good. And outfielders, obviously, you have Aaron Judge, captain. Roman Anthony, Byron Buxton, PCA. That's stacked. And then the DH is Kyle Schwarber. All under manager Mark DeRosa. I still think that's weird that Mark DeRosa is our manager. But you know what? Fine. I still think we could do better in terms of people we could bring and people who like sat it out. I mean, it's not like I blame them for sitting out, but I think after the last one, I think there was a lot more of an emphasis placed on the World Baseball Classic, and you're seeing that kind of play out with the American team here. I gotta see who's on Canada. Okay. A lot of people are just born in America. Jameson Tyone? Really? That sounds French. Whole lot of people who I forgot were in the league. Oh, dude, Freddie Freeman's not on this roster. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, good night the lights for Canada. No Freddie Freeman or Joey Votto. Wah, wah. Let's look at the Australian team. Okay, we'll give them credit. Genuine Australians, except for like a couple South Africans for some reason. I'd say Liam Hendricks has got to be on here. Really? No Liam Hendricks. You might just be done. It was on Colombia. Oh man, not a lot of pitchers. Jose Quintana. That's the only pitcher I recognize. And Julio Teheran. Yeah, a whole lot of guys I don't recognize. Gio Urshela. Yeah, a lot of nobody on Colombia. Look at the Cuban team. This should be interesting because Cuba, they're a mystery box. I mean, you don't know who's coming out of Cuba. You don't know who's like great out of there. There's nothing gonna really let their people leave. But yeah, I mean, this is a mystery box totally with Cuba. Czechia. Okay, a lot of. I didn't even know the Czechs could play baseball. That's cool though. The DR. Oh boy. Now this is competition right here. Pitching rotation leaves, or like the pitching staff in general leaves a lot to be desired. Sandy Alcantara, Luis Severino, Christopher Sanchez. Ooh, that's all right. Huascar Brazaban, Camilo Doval. Ooh. Wandy Peralta, Albert Abreu, Brian Bayo. I mean, Sir Anthony Dominguez. And then you have Austin Wells. Okay, well, let's be honest. Do we know if Austin Wells even speaks Spanish? It is so funny to see him on Team DR. I'll tell you what they... Oh, little news here from our producer, Robbie Basil. Trey Hendrickson did not get franchise tagged by the Cincinnati Bengals. Ooh, that could be pretty interesting. But anyways, back to the World Baseball Classic. I mean, the infielders and the hitters, this is where they'll kill you. Junior Caminero, Vlad Jr., Manny Machado, Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo, Jeremy Pena, Ahmed Rosario, Carlos Santana in the infield. The outfielders, Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, Julio Rodriguez, O'Neal Cruz. That's a lineup, my friend. That is a lineup. Wow. Jeez. All right, let's look at Japan here. Let's see who they got. Okay, obviously the pitchers. It's headlined by Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Yusei Kikuchi, Tomoyuki Sugano. That name rings a bell. For some reason, I don't know. I mean, the catchers, I don't recognize any of these catchers, but they beat us last time. So I don't know. Like, dude, the NBB is like such a fascinating, like, it's almost like an alternate dimension of great baseball players. And then you had the infielders, obviously, Munetaka Murakami. And then the outfielders, this is where you start recognizing some people. Masataka Yoshida and Seiya Suzuki. Ooh. And then the DH and also their frontline starter, Shohei Ohtani. For my money, and I mean, I think he's still got to do it for another few years, but I mean, well on his way to being the greatest baseball player to ever live. And it looks like that's what he's going to be. Let's look at Puerto Rico before rounding this thing off. I'm looking at their pitching staff. Elmer Rodriguez, an intriguing Yankee prospect who I think he throws triple digits. He's really good. Fernando Cruz there. They're letting Edwin Diaz pitch. Seth Lugo. I mean, Edwin Diaz. I mean, jeez. I mean, the Dodgers, they don't care. If he gets hurt, they'll just replace him with someone cheaper and better. And okay, Nolan Arenado. Dude, Nolan Arenado won the World Baseball Classic with us in 2017. That was okay. This is why this is another reason why the World Baseball Classic makes no sense to me, because you got people who are born in other places who have technical eligibility to play somewhere else. And then you got Nolan Arenado, who won the World Baseball Classic for the U.S. And I was like, nah, I want to play for Puerto Rico. Nah, dude, you select a team once, that's your team. Nah, you're not doing that. No, you're not getting away with that. No, sirree, you are not. I mean, the outfield, I mean, the Puerto Rican team does look a little weak in the hitter department. Yeah, I cannot name. I don't see this team going far. I'm gonna be so for real. I'm gonna be so for real. It's us, the DR, and Japan. And you have to ask me. I mean, I think just looking at the rosters top to bottom, I think we're the favorites, and the betting odds they reflect that. We have more depth than anyone, which doesn't shock me, because this is the first World Baseball Classic where we're actually trying to bring good players and not pulling as many punches as we were before. We're still pulling punches, but not as much as before. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna look at one more scroll through of Twitter. Just see. Okay, here's the lineup for a practice game against the San Francisco Giants. Leading off, Bobby Witt Jr., batting second, Bryce Harper at first, Aaron Judge at 3. Gee, dude, that Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Alex Bregman, Cal Raleigh, Roman Anthony. 1 through 7. That's death. And then Byron Buxton. And Bryce Trang. Oh, yeah, Bryce Trang. He sucks. Dude. Oh, God. That is... Ooh, my. And there are people complaining? Really? Also, what's going on with the Chinese Taipei? I don't know. Why are they ranked above us? I don't. God. Chinese Taipei. That's. I think that's Taiwan. And again, you got American players on that team. Oh, Chien-Ming Wang. He's the bullpen coach. I knew he was Thai. Yeah. All right. Anyways, that'll be all for me. Thank you for tuning in, whoever did. But yeah, this has been Woolley Mammoth Tuesdays. I'm your host, Cam Woolley, saying so long and have a good one.